Following the mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas, and over 230 mass shootings so far this year, and I'm probably undercounting because, again, we have a mass shooting pretty much every single day in this country. The majority of the American people, when asked, do believe that, hey, why don't we do something to prevent mass shootings? We believe that they are preventable. Why don't we do that? And so now I'm going to go to a video here. This is from CBS News, and they're going to break down their own poll. Take a look.
Big majorities that say it can be stopped, it can be prevented, and it's not something that we have to accept. Now, there is a quarter who says that, unfortunately, this may be something that we have to accept in a free society, and I do want to point out some partisan difference here. There is bipartisan view that it can be prevented, but there are 4 in 10 Republicans who do say that it may be something we have to accept, and that partisan difference is going to cut through a lot of this, Margaret. Now, I do want to say that when we ask people why they think that the U.S. has so many unfortunate mass shootings, the availability of guns comes out as a top answer, but not the only answer. People point to things like mental health issues, the influence of violence in the culture. So it is a range, and that is important. But I do want to look at this idea of the availability of guns, because the numbers who say that gun laws should generally become more strict is up in recent weeks. It's up since the tragedy in Buffalo to 60% now. And then when you look again at what people think is causing this and what might be a way forward, well, the number who think that the U.S. would be safer if fewer people had guns, it does outweigh the number who say that they think things would be safer if everyone or more people had guns. But this is a mix, and it comes back to this larger idea that to solve a problem and prevent a problem, you first have to come to agreement on its causes. Mark.
All right, so look, we got to come to agreement on the causes, right? Well, you have 28% of the country that can't agree on the cause, that are just completely oblivious to the realities. And 44% of those Republicans, they think, mass shootings, I mean, we have to live with it. It's the price of freedom. It's the price of freedom. Are you insane? Are you why do we have to live something that is actually preventable? The rest of the world seems to have already figured it out. They don't have near the number of mass shootings that we have in this country, much less gun deaths. But we do. We do. We have the majority, which is, again, it's why it boggles my mind, right? That people are out there saying 37% said, well, I don't know, maybe it's the video games. What? 47% saying mental health. That's insane. Insane. And look, this is, I think, indicative of the media problem that we have in this country with corporate media. And it's ironic because I just showed you a video from corporate media. But he just said, oh, you know, we got to agree on the issues, right? We got to agree on the problems. Well, why don't you tell people what the problem is? Yeah, it's the guns. It's the easy access to guns. Again, other countries, have people that have mental illness. They have the same violent video games and movies that we do. But guess what they don't have? The guns. And so you know what? They don't have nearly the amount of gun deaths that we do in this country. Again, I blame the media partly because it should be clear as day what this problem is. And again, I'm not saying that I blame the media for the gun violence. What I'm saying is, for this poll result, for them saying, I don't know, it could be video games, it could be this and that issue, as opposed to the vast majority saying, no, it is the easy access to weapons. It's media obfuscation. It's corporate media. Corporate media. They're giving too much weight to the other side. The other side is not acting in good faith. The other side is representing gun manufacturers. That's what they're doing. Those 44% of Republicans, however, as for them, I got to wonder, when are we going to stop coddling extremists? I mean, I'm serious about that. When? Because if you're on the side that telling kids, you know, hey, You could be murdered at your school in a mass shooting that, by the way, happen every single day. But that's okay. That's just something that you're going to have to live with, that fear. How is that not extreme? How is that not extreme? Also, this person can have their AR-15? No, I don't take that deal. So what you have here is clear tyranny of the minority, where you have a minority of people who say absolutely no gun control, not whatsoever. We have no way. We're going to make sure that every single person has a gun. It doesn't matter if they have mental issues. It doesn't matter if they're blind. Yeah, that's a real thing. It doesn't matter, if they're on the no-fly. Give everybody a gun, because an armed society is a polite society. Look outside. Does it seem very polite to you? Does it seem very polite to run up into school, with an AR-15 and slaughter 19 children? Is that polite? Is that a polite society for you? Where's the good guys with the guns? Oh, right. They were stacked outside the door, 19 of them, and did absolutely nothing. Was it polite in Buffalo? Where you had a racist, somebody who believed in white replacement theory, just come into a store that he cased for months and murder a bunch of black shoppers. Is that a polite society? Where's the good guy with the gun? Security guard was first one to die. Polite society. No, look, again, the majority of Americans want something done on this. They want something. They know that something could be done. But what we're doing is we are being held hostage by a minority of people who are insane, who vote in corrupt people being paid by greedy people. You follow the money. You look at polling on this issue. Republicans don't represent their own constituents. You know what they do? They represent the gun lobby, and they're extremely gerrymandered voters who say, no, we will not allow for universal background checks. We will not allow for banning high-capacity magazines. We will not allow for a assault weapons ban. We don't care that it's proven to have reduced gun deaths. We don't care. Because if your children die, well, that's the price for our freedom. Not yours, ours. See, I like my little hobby, collecting all these weapons, showing how tough I am because I have all these guns. Why don't you get a better hobby? Why don't you get a hobby that doesn't get people murdered? Why don't you get a better hobby than doing your stupid revolution cosplay with real guns? Get a better hobby, huh? Go paint some miniatures. You want to shoot something? Go paintball. That's fun. Go do some airsoft. You're not going to kill anybody with that. Read a book. Read a lot of books. Get a hobby that doesn't kill people on a daily basis. But no, they won't, because sadly for these people, that gun has become their entire personality. They're obsessed. By the way, hopefully you know that I am not painting all gun owners with that brush. Because if you are, get off my balls. It's not what I'm saying. I think, look, I know a lot of gun owners. I think most gun owners, the majority of them are actually pretty good people. Those are the ones that agree that, hey, yes, universal background checks, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't need a high capacity magazine. Totally fine. I can still go out. I can still shoot feral hogs if I need to. I mean, again, some people do. Go out and hunt. Although, real hunters hunt with a bow. I'm just saying. No, I'm just messing with you. But no, look, the majority of people are willing to do things for safety. Again, like universal background checks. Now, if a background check infringes on your ability to get a gun, you might be the kind of person that maybe you shouldn't have one in the first place. But again, most people agree with this, 90% approval, but you have a fringe minority, unfortunately, that are sadly overruling the rest of us with unfortunately deadly results.